The focus of this lesson will be describing in detail. During part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, you'll be asked further questions about the topic card from part 2. It's very important that you are able to describe your ideas fluently and in depth. A top tip that I have for my students are to consider these 5 important words. Collectively, they are called the 5 W's. And when you're answering questions, these will act as a mental prompt to ensure that you are fully explaining all your ideas. Eventually, you'll be able to think about the 5 W's whilst giving an answer, so that you can make sure you've given all the details. However, during task 2, when you're giving a topic card, you could also use the 5 W's to organise some extra points that you'd like to share. So, let's look at some examples. Here's a topic card from part 2 of the IELTS speaking test. Any of the example questions given will relate to the topic card shown, and they could be asked in part 3 of the IELTS speaking test. I'll show you some notes that I've made with the 5 W's so you can see how I've arranged my ideas, but you'll want to practice this enough so you don't have to write anything down and you can do it mentally. So let's get straight into it. Okay, the question is, in your country, what are the most popular types of foods? Here are my notes. And here is my response. My country has many famous foods, but in my opinion, curry is the most popular and delicious, especially when it is cooked northern style. Typically, we eat it at any time during the day. I think it's so popular as I believe chilies are quite addictive, but maybe children can't eat them. So, there you go, the first example of using the 5 W's to give a fully explained response. Let's take a look at some more examples. And here are some notes that I've made for the question, of course, using the 5 W's. And here is my response. It would have to be a salad, maybe with some cheddar cheese too. I suppose I eat it the most at my local cafe, usually with coffee for lunch. To be honest, I'm trying to lose weight, so it's a tasty light meal. My friends seem to like fried food, but they just make me fatter. Okay, we'll look at some questions you might be asked in part 3 of the test that relate to this topic card, which is about travel. This time I'd like you to write some notes for the 5 W's when you see the first question, and then I'll show you what I was thinking. So here's the question. You can pause the video and write some notes for the 5 W's and think of a response, and then I'll show my example. Hopefully you made some notes and had a go at creating a response for the question. Here are my notes and the response that I gave. Hopefully next year I can go skiing in France. It's actually been 10 years since I used skis, so I'd love to go. My work will be very busy at that time, but if I have chance, I'll try and take my girlfriend there. When you see the next question, stop the video, pause for 5 seconds and think. Then respond including all the 5 W's. Practice this at home with example questions. Start with notes and then practice doing this automatically whilst you are speaking. I hope you found the ideas here useful, and I'll see you in the next lesson.